Coasters, it's Bruce here, and I'm with Don Hibbs. We're down on Gibson Quay. Train's there already, I guess. Is this the milk train, Don?
Yeah, that's right. Yep, we just come down. I'll start up shortly. Once I finish here, then I'll go down and shunt the dairy factory and get ready to go.
Now, look, you did a great job last week with Rail Safety Week, I mean, the message, it shouldn't just be 1 week, it should be every day of the year. What is the message?
Well, the message is the same as always, which is, around crossings you've got to stop, look and listen and double check before you go. And the big focus on last year and this year as well has been close calls. And even though we've been lucky here, we haven't had any fatalities since 2017. There's been a lot of close calls, and there's been a collision at Totara Flat as well since then. So there's been a lot of close calls, and you've got to remember that they have an effect on everyone. So guys that have hit people before and they have a close call, and all of a sudden that brings back all that sort of feeling about that time that happened and everything else. And if you hit the brake and the train slows down, you sort of get a bit flinch in your seat and everything as well. So people just don't realise how close these calls can be and how devastating they could be as well.
Don, have you ever been close to an accident? You've had a number of years driving one of these things.
Yeah, I've had 2 collisions. I've had heaps and heaps of really close calls, with the kind that I'm sort of on the whistle and saying colourful stuff to the people that I see out in front of me, and it's pretty hairy sort of stuff, and the collisions are even worse. You hit something and you have to go back. It's a long walk back to see what you've done, and you have to live with it. It's part of the job.
It takes a long time to stop a train, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. So even at low speeds, even at 10 k's an hour, like we're going to go through town today, it still takes 30 or 40 metres at that low sort of speed, because you've got the momentum of the whole train behind you. So it might have 400 or 500 tonne out of it today, plus 200 tonnes of locomotives. So people just need to be aware that our train's running at any time. It doesn't have to be on schedule. It can be any time around on the west coast. And there's also maintenance vehicles as well. You have diggers and grease trucks and all sorts of things working on track.
Why do you think people don't notice the train? I mean, they're huge.
It could be a lot of things. I mean, one of them seems to be people wearing headphones and things like that, just not paying attention, assuming the train's gone, and they just go, oh, well, no big deal, and off they go. Distraction, I suppose, is one of the big things. So that's why we use the whistle as often as we can, and trying to give people a heads up that we're coming.
Well, Don, I reckon we've got to go out as often as we can and just remind people, because, I mean, how many times have we driven over a railway line and not thought too much about it? Because it's rusty, doesn't look like there's much happening.
Yeah. And
it's almost a recipe for disaster, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. And the less people we can harm on the rail network, the better. We're here to. This is our job. We do this every day. And, we don't come to work to kill people. We don't don't want to do that. Don't want that to happen. Don't want to have to deal with that.
Well, coasters, I'm with Don Hibbs here, and Don, you've got 2 trains today. What have we got here?
Well, I've got two locomotives. So the first one here, 7241, that's a DFB locomotive, and the one at the back is a DX, probably DXC, I think.
Is DFB, is that a model?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's basically a type of or class of locomotive. So the ones that everyone sees more often is the one at the far end. That's a DX locomotive. You can tell it's got the number of 5 in front of it.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Yep.
And the DFB here has got a 7. And so basically they're a slightly different type of locomotive, and there's a slightly different cab layout. I think the DFB is about 2 or 3 tonnes heavier. So they're running just over 100 tonne each.
Good to drive?
Yeah, I prefer the DFB. We don't see them here very often, so it's a bit of a novelty really. And it's nice and clean and shiny too, so
Yeah, I'd see that. Well, listen, Don, thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Anytime you want to talk about rail safety, give me a yell, because we just need to keep reminding ourselves and others that it is an issue.
Yeah, well, that's right. At the end of the day, everyone has to stop because we can't. That's just how it goes. So you stop because we just, we're going to want to go through and hit people.
There we go, coasters. Don Hibbs, he's a good man. Catch you later.